Well, greetings, Business 10 students. This is Mr.D, and this is week 3 of your Introduction to Business course here at Chaffey College. And I just wanted to do a short video once again, just to connect with you and to share with you a little bit about what we'll be covering in Chapter 3 of our textbook. And I believe it's going to be dealing with competing in the global marketplace, which is the title of Chapter 3. And what you're going to be looking at is how do you break in, how do you become a global business. You may have a product that you want to sell in other markets. So how do you break in to those other markets? And that's really what Chapter 3 will describe for you. All the different methods from exporting to what we call joint ventures to contract manufacturing, all kinds of different ways in which you can break in and sell your products in other markets. And so we'll be looking at that in this chapter this week. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And this is our home page in Canvas, and I'm going to scroll down here and just cover a few things. We're still in module number 1. This is our last week in module number 1, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. Week number 3. So there's week 1, week 2, which was this last week. We did a check-in assignment. By the way, I don't know if I explained the check-in assignments very well to you, but the check-in assignment is basically answering questions right out of the textbook. All I'm looking for is the textbook answer, but don't make it too long. You don't have to make an essay out of it. You also be careful not to make it too brief. Maybe a couple of sentences to a paragraph for each answer, and that's enough. But just give me what the textbook says. You don't need to elaborate too much on it. And that's kind of the purpose of it, is to get you in the textbook, get you reading the textbook, and then also having you check into the class. That's why I call it a check-in assignment. Don't wait till the last minute. These are only open 1 week, and I close them. I'm very strict on these. So everything else I'm open on, but check-in assignments, you have 1 week to do it. And if you don't check in that week, you cannot make it up. So it's worth 10 points, so don't skip out on it. Then, of course, you had a quiz for Chapter 2. You had your homework assignment, which was to search for a socially responsible, search a company that you choose and then find their corporate social responsibility statement or their code of ethics statement. And most of you did a great job on that. And then we started our discussion post in week 1. We continued our discussion post, and this is where you're watching a video where this particular expert is talking about how we can serve everybody with our business and not just our shareholders. And it's the whole idea of being able to, to be able to support our stakeholders beyond just our shareholders. So it's really a good video, and it covers kind of the diversity and equity piece as well. Just keep in mind that you're not going to be able to access any of your assignments until you do it looks like they're shaded out here, and I think it's because you're supposed to complete the reading first. But either way, if you have trouble with that, make sure that you've not missed checking a box somewhere on your earlier readings. But you're going to complete those assignments, and then coming into week 3, then we're going to have a week 3 check-in assignment. This is covering Chapter 3, so there's questions out of Chapter 3 on global markets. And then you have a quiz on Chapter 3, and then we have our first exam this week. Is this correct? Is this a 3-week? This is week 3, sorry. So the end of week 3 is our first exam, so you're going to be finishing your exam as well. So really you shouldn't have a quiz. I'm actually going to remove the quiz. I'll do that in a minute here because it's basically in the exam itself. So I'll be removing the quiz. But you do have a homework assignment, and this homework assignment is a little unique, so I want to explain it to you. Basically what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be finding a way to market a energy drink to a global market somewhere. So you're going to tell me it's an energy drink, and you're going to tell me what country would this sell well in. It's an Oregon-based company, and they're very concerned about sustainability and corporate social responsibility and all that. So you need to pick a country that you think would be a good recipient, a good market for this Nova energy drink. So you might want to just search on the internet what countries like energy drinks. That'd be a great way to start. And then it's going to ask you a question: how do you plan on breaking into that market? So are you going to do exports? Are you going to do joint ventures? Are you going to do contract manufacturing? Are you going to do licensing? There's all these different ways in which you can do. So tell me which one you would do and why you would do it. And then I want you to tell me what barriers you might run into with that country. And then last of all, most importantly, I want you to research the internet and tell me what is the current relationship between the United States and that country. So if it's Japan you chose, well then what does the trade situation look like between US and Japan? And that's, just type that into Google. Type in, what is the trade relationship between Japan and the United States? And it'll give you all kinds of statistics. And so I'm looking for imports, exports, balance of trade, balance of payment, any of those kind of things, any kind of tariffs that they might require. All that you'll find in probably a couple paragraphs, and you'll be able to answer those questions. So that's what I'm looking for in the assignment. It's your way of thinking through how would I do it. And it's important for you to understand that when it comes to global markets. So that's the main assignment you have to worry about. Of course, you still have your exam, and then you also have your discussion post. So the one thing I didn't do is I need to move this down to this week, which would be the next week, and that's going to be also due, but I will be removing this quiz, and it's not letting me do it right now, but I'm not sure why. So I will take care of that in just a second. There'll be no quiz this week, but there will be an exam. So that's it. Everybody have a great week. If you have any questions, issues, problems, or struggles, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can text me. You can email me. Have a great week. And don't put off your work till the last minute. This week, hardly any students did their work till the last